I totally screwed up trying to get BTS tickets. Hey guys, I'm Jen. Welcome to this channel. If you don't know me, I am a full-time YouTube creator, freelance video producer, and official member of the BTS Army. I ended up trying to buy BTS tickets for the first time ever, and I wanted to go over what I had to do in order to be a part of the Ticketmaster presale, what ended up happening. I also want to reveal my cringy facepalm moment because I'm the type of person, if there's a way to screw something up, I will find it. And I also got to take this off. I really like my Chimmy headband, but it's a little too small for my head, but it's still super cute. I've been a BTS fan since early 2020. The thing that really clinched it for me was the carpool karaoke episode. That just got me hooked. I started watching the music videos. I got the coffee now. If you told me 5 years ago that I would be here now, I would have just laughed because I'm just not the type of person that's a music fangirl. In fact, BTS is the very first musical act, group, musician that I've really felt a connection with, actually follow and really love the music. I mean, I enjoy music, don't get me wrong. I'm a terrible dancer, and there are certain songs I like, but I'm just not like a fan person. That's just not my typical personality. BTS is different. Now, I am Korean American. I don't speak Korean or read Korean very well. I'm adopted, so I don't actually have any Asian members of my family. In a weird way, I think BTS and watching K-dramas, which is another thing I'm obsessed with, has really helped me to connect with my Korean roots, which is super cool. I love BTS. I think my favorite song is probably a Mic Drop, but I really like the choreography of Dope. And I would also consider myself, I know this seems super nuts, but I'm more of a casual fan. On a level of 1 to 10, I'm probably only a 4 or 5. There are people that are way more into BTS than I am, like 2 lengths that I can't even imagine. The BTS Army is massive. It keeps getting bigger and bigger, and I'm really surprised, but also really excited that the Korean culture has made its way over to the United States, because believe me, I grew up in the 90s and being Asian was not cool back then. So it's really just crazy to me that people follow Korean musicians, actors. K-pop is really big. And you even saw with Netflix, with Squid Game, people here are really starting to latch on to a lot of the Korean entertainment stuff culture. K-beauty, which is another thing I'm very much into. I have never attempted to buy concert tickets before, for real, in my entire life. In fact, the last concert I went to that had ticketed seats and there was actually an actual buying process, I'm not kidding, was Weird Al Yankovic over 20 years ago. So probably 1999, early 2000. I was in high school. That was 20 years ago. Yes, I am that old. That's the last concert that I really went to. I was just not really familiar with this whole realm at all. It seemed like the tickets for BTS were getting harder and harder to get. My attitude since becoming a fan was just, all right, I'm just not even gonna try. You know, I'll enjoy their stuff far away, and I'm not really like a crowds person either. I don't go to amusement parks or anything where there's tons of people. I don't typically go to shows, anything like that. For the longest time, I just really never thought I would even attempt to buy tickets for BTS. And I saw all the madness surrounding the PTD LA shows, and it just looked very chaotic and really stressful. And one thing you should know about me is that I don't like to be stressed out. I like low stress to no stress. No drama. I mostly stay at home about 99% of the time. So for me to even leave my house these days is kind of a big deal. So this announcement came out that they were going to be doing 4 more shows in Las Vegas. And I thought that's pretty interesting, and it did make sense because BTS is already going to be in Las Vegas for the Grammy Awards, which, by the way, if they don't win this year, like, stuff's going down. They have to win this year. There is no musical group that is more deserving of a Grammy Award than BTS. Just want to put that out there. So I saw it, and then I kept seeing these announcements. And by the way, if you are a BTS Army and you're kind of learning about BTS, a good place to go is Reddit. There is a bangtan subreddit, and I found that's been pretty helpful for just learning more about the group and also about like the culture and also about like the ticketing process and what it's like to go to the concerts and get tickets. So I had done some cursory research, seen what you have to do to get tickets. Hy-B, or is it Big Hit? I think they're Hy-B now because Big Hit is now I'm still very confused. But they put out an announcement on how to be part of this verified Global Army fan pre-sale, and I still don't even understand a lot about this process, so I'm certainly not an expert. I just am coming at this from the perspective of someone who had no clue what was going on, to someone who was trying to buy tickets. I saw this website and it kind of detailed everything you needed to do. So in order to be part of the verified fan pre-sale experience, you needed to get the BTS Army fan club membership. Now this part was a little bit confusing to me. You have to go to this app/website called Weverse. It's an Asian site, and that's where a lot of Korean celebrities really tend to gravitate. There's like a social media aspect. There's also a spot where you can like watch their videos. You can buy things on Weverse, I know, but also on Weverse you can buy their paid content. BTS has quite a bit of paid video content. For instance, you can buy their Bon Voyage series, which is a fun reality kind of show where they go on different trips, and it's usually like, I don't know, like 8 episodes, something like that. There's a few seasons of that. But then due to COVID stuff, they started doing something where they were more just going on like this relaxing retreat in the woods called In the Soup. Soup is spelled S-O-O-P. So I actually did buy both seasons of In the Soup. It is a really fun watch. And I would also encourage you, if you are a newer BTS fan, don't just watch the music videos and listen to the songs. You have to watch some of their other types of content. They have a reality variety series called Run BTS. That is super fun. There's also a really old reality show they were on called BTS American Hustle Life. That show is hilarious. It's kind of hard to find episodes, but I found them on dailymotion.com. That's like 6 episodes, I think, and it details them coming to Los Angeles to learn about hip-hop culture, but it's really, really funny. You kind of see where BTS came from. Okay, so I paid the $22 to get into the fan club. So from there, you get a membership number. So then you have to register on the Ticketmaster website. I hope I'm saying all this right. Register there so you have to be invited to be part of the pre-sale. I don't know what percentage of people actually got into that. In order to get into the pre-sale, you have to enter your BTS Army membership number. So I did that. I followed the directions, and there was like a window of time where you had to register. And then I got an email from Ticketmaster, I think it was the day before the pre-sale started, saying that I made it into the pre-sale. Congratulations. I was texted a link and then a code. It was like 6 letters or something. Oh, and by the way, when I was going through the process, I had to select a show. So I just picked some random day. So there were 4 shows, and it asked you which one you wanted to purchase from. Now this kind of caused some confusion for me later on, and I'll get into that more. Get into the pre-sale, and I just wasn't really expecting anything. I was like, okay, this will be interesting just to see what happens if I try to buy tickets, but I'm probably not going to get tickets. So my expectations were just ridiculously low. I wasn't even thinking about what happened if I actually got tickets. I was just like, okay, this is going to be crazy. And from what I was seeing from Reddit threads from the LA shows at SoFi Stadium is that a lot of people would get into this like virtual queue, try to buy tickets, and they would get an error or get the message that someone else had gotten the tickets first. Then they would be kicked out and the process would repeat. So it sounded a lot more difficult and challenging and stressful than it ended up being for me, and I'll explain more about that too. So I was just fully expecting for it to be kind of a cluster. I wouldn't get tickets, hey, thanks for playing, but try again next time. So I was really just fully expecting that to happen. So the day comes and the tickets went on sale at 3 p.m. Pacific time. I'm in Florida, so it was 6 p.m. Eastern time. So I was like, okay, I got to get ready for this. You can get into this virtual waiting room about a half an hour early. And then I got a message saying, hey, now that you're in here, we're going to select people at random for like the order of the line, the virtual line. And then when it's your turn, you'll get to buy the tickets. So I did screen record this. I should have gotten my reaction shots too, because I'm sure they were really crazy looking, but I was not looking my best that day. So I only have these screen recordings. So at first, when I got into the queue, it said like 2,000 people plus are ahead of you. And then you see like a little progress bar move along as you're waiting to get your chance to select seats. So I was waiting for a half an hour and I was like, okay, I don't know. But here's the weird thing, and this is something that just really like kind of threw me off. I started getting this like horrible anxiety and I don't even know how to explain it. I felt like I was waiting in the doctor's office for like bad news. Like I was just like, as time went on, I was just getting more and more like nervous. The anxiety level for me was off the charts, and that's pretty unusual. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. The time comes and, it was down to like, 50 people and then like one person and then I'm next. Okay, so I want you to notice something. So I get in there and it was about 30 minutes in and I had no idea what kind of context, like how, if that was good or if that was bad. I had no clue. I just figured there were probably thousands and thousands of other people trying to get tickets at the same time. And I just knew I had to move fast. So the tips I've seen from other fans is that if you want to sit down, like I guess, and again, I've never been to the concert before, but apparently fans stand most of the time. And if you sit down, you can't see the show. So I did see one tip saying if you want to actually sit down and still be able to see, you should try to get the front row of one of the sections. So I kind of had that in my mind. I was like, okay, I'm old. I should probably do that. I don't know if I can stand for 2.5 to 3 hours, so I'm gonna give that a shot. I get in to select the seats. Notice something about the stadium seating chart. Most everything is available. Like there's a few sections on the floor that were grayed out, so unavailable, but clearly a lot is left. In fact, I've realized I must have gotten in pretty early because there's a lot of seats left. Now, notice what I do. I head straight for some random 200 section and I bypass all of the really good seats. I just want to clarify, I did not do this on purpose. I don't know what happened. Somehow, I did not see any of those sections, and in my mind, the section I picked was the best available, which is clearly not at all true, but that's what I did. I was like, I gotta pick seats, try to check out as quickly as possible. I'd already saved my payment information, so I just checked 4 seats, immediately checked out, and then you get that little moment where you're not sure if the transaction went through, and that's like the worst few seconds ever. You're just like, what's gonna happen? To my surprise, I got an order confirmation, I got an email saying I got the tickets, and I had tickets. And they weren't bad seats. So I ended up getting the first row of the 200 section. I was like, these are not bad seats. Looking back on it and watching the screen recording, because now keep in mind, I did not realize that the floor was open or the 100 section was open. I legitimately thought that for some reason, now they're clearly available, I legitimately thought they were not. And I just want to go to myself, what are you thinking? What are you doing? I could have tried to go for those sections. Like there were still floor seats left and I didn't for some reason. I really don't know why. Like what happened here? I just am like, I don't even know. And I just want to facepalm myself so hard for that. So right after I got the confirmation email, I started physically shaking, which was also really strange. And I felt myself wanting to cry for some reason. I don't know why. That's not usually how I am at all. I'm going to the BTS concert. I wasn't even thinking what happens if I get the tickets. I was just like, I'll just try to get the tickets. But I really had no foresight beyond that. And obviously, the show is in Las Vegas. I live in Florida. It's not really within driving distance. And there is quite a significant expense with traveling for a concert. So first I was like, okay, maybe I'll just sell the tickets. I don't know. Today I'm rocking the Sugar Americano. In some ways, this was easier than I thought. I was expecting a lot more drama around the whole thing, but I was able to just select the seats, check out, no problem. I immediately went to my husband. I was like, I got BTS tickets. Not surprisingly, he was 0% interested in the whole thing. And he's definitely not going. In hindsight, my stupidity of not trying to get those better seats, I am wondering if that's what actually ended up helping me. There's like a huge Reddit mega post too on the show, so I'll link everything below. But people were saying that they tried to get really good seats and then they got kicked out of the queue. They had to wait in that line again, kept getting kicked out. And that didn't happen to me. And I am wondering if maybe the fact that I was so stupid about the whole thing was what ended up kind of making it work, because I was clearly trying to get seats that no one else was trying to get at that moment. So I did end up getting tickets. I cannot believe it. I truly am still in disbelief that I'm gonna go see BTS. Like Oh, this is so cool. I'm very excited. I don't even know what to do. I did book a very cheap flight and I managed to find a really cheap hotel with fees. It's like $100 a night. So I'm going to stay 2 nights. I'm someone who kind of doesn't like to rush around. So I wanted to make sure that I could be at my hotel before the show and after the show and not have to like check a bag there or anything like that. I really don't know what I'm doing. I've never been to Las Vegas. I don't know the first thing about Vegas. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going by myself. I also am a little scared because my return flight is Spirit Airlines, and judging by the awful reviews on TripAdvisor, I feel like I should be a little afraid, but I will report back. And to justify the cost of everything, I'm of course going to be vlogging. So I will be doing some vlogs on like what I'm going to be bringing to the show, packing, that type of thing. If you're not aware, my main channel is also about sewing and crafts, and I will be doing like some sort of DIY for the show. I don't know exactly what it is yet. I feel like I need to do something, and I have done some BTS DIY videos, so I will link that playlist below if you want to get some inspiration and you're going to Vegas. And also I don't gamble at all and I don't really drink, so I know it's like an adult's paradise, but that's just not really my thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do in Vegas. Probably just try to find some food, vlog. By the way, if you are, I'm guessing I probably cannot bring this into the venue, so I'm a little bit bummed because I wanted to use this camera to vlog outside the venue, just to try to get like the atmosphere and stuff. But the issue I have is that, you know, if I bring this to vlog outside, I probably can't bring it in. So that means I probably can't bring it at all that day. So I'm gonna have to probably try to vlog with my phone. I don't know how well that will work out. By the way, if you are looking for a good vlogging camera, I really like this one. It's the Sony ZV-1, and I've been pleasantly surprised with everything about it. So the audio is pretty decent even if you don't have an external microphone. So there's a lot to like about it, but I'm gonna guess, let me know down below in the comments if you know the rules about that sort of thing, but I'm gonna have to order like a clear plastic stadium bag and stuff like that. I guess I'll try to vlog with my phone, I guess. I don't even know. I really feel a little overwhelmed right now, and I'm excited because I'm gonna be able to bust out my really cute BT21 stuff. I've got my travel pillow, got some really cool zipper pouches, and the headband, the Chimmy headband that does not fit, but I still think it's cute and it reminds me of Jimin, so that's awesome. Anyways, let me know down below in the comments, did you try to get tickets to the BTS show? Are you gonna go? And if you've been to the show, what's it like? And let me know if you have any tips. Oh, and by the way, I know everybody has a bias. Mine is definitely J-Hope. I love his personality. He's always really funny in media interviews. The sound effects just kill me every time. I have a bunny named J-Hop, and he's such a great rapper. I don't even really like rap, but I really love his rap songs. I love the Outro Ego song, and I love Chicken Noodle Soup. I'm just a huge J-Hope fangirl. Also, I want to know, do you think I should have tried to go for the better seats? I know I didn't even know they were available, but if I did, do you think I might have gotten them, or do you think that would have happened to me and I just would have gotten like kicked out of the queue? I'm not really sure. I'm trying not to think about it. And that's the thing. I'm just really grateful to be going, period, and I have pretty good seats. I feel like, you know, I shouldn't be asking for too much more, and I'm trying not to psych myself up about my own stupid moment. I don't know what if it would have happened, and there's really no guarantee I would have gotten better seats. So I'm trying to make myself feel better and about that, and I'm just like, I just can't believe I did that. Can you? I don't know. Anyways, that's my experience buying BTS tickets for the first time. If you're on the fence about it too, I would recommend just go for it. If you follow all the directions and go through the process, I mean, you have a pretty good chance. I mean, there was clearly a lot left when I got into the ticketing process. So I feel like if you at least try, you at least have a chance of going. And, you know, even if you don't end up going or can't go, you can always give the tickets or sell the tickets to somebody else. I mean, there's really no downside there. And I'm glad I did it. I was not gonna do it, but I am really glad I did because now I get to go see BTS. I still can't believe it. I would not be intimidated by the process though. Just the only thing you really have to do is, you know, get the fan club membership. But it's, in some ways it was hard, but in other ways it was easier than I thought. I would not be scared of trying to get the tickets. The worst that can happen is that you don't end up getting any. But hey, that's life. Anyways, I'm Jen. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you would like to see some vlogs from a first-time BTS concert goer, because that's what you're going to be seeing here. I'll see you guys next time.